I guarantee you do not have all four of these credit cards. In fact, you've probably never even heard of all four of these cards. These cards are frankly amazing. Hundreds or even thousands of dollars back on rent, 3% back on every purchase that you make, hundreds of dollars in sign-up bonuses, access to airport lounges, and many other perks are just some of the benefits of these cards below. And take it from me, I'm a huge credit card nerd. Yes, these are actually my credit cards. It's a bit of a problem or a hobby. Guess it just depends how you classify it. Personal finance in general is what I really care about, so if you care about that sort of thing, check out my other videos and subscribe to the channel. Please like and share this video if it helped you out in any way at all. So before we get in, all of these credit cards are in the description below. Sign up links are in the description below. You don't need to use them, but they're there for your information. Now let's get into the video. One of the biggest expenses that most people have every month is rent. And up until this point, I had never heard of a single credit card giving you money back on rent without having to go through some elaborate scheme, which ended up costing more to do than it was in points that you would get back for spending on that credit card. That is until now, with the introduction of a credit card called the Bilt Rewards credit card from MasterCard. So by far the biggest perk of this credit card is that you get money back on your rent payments, and it costs you nothing to own this card, no annual fee, and it costs you no fee to actually make your rent payments on this card either. The reward structure is not terrific for rent, but it's a lot better than nothing. You get 1% back on all the money that you spend on rent up until you reach $50,000 of rent per year. And if you're spending $50,000 on rent per year, may I suggest maybe moving somewhere a little cheaper? Then again, this is really what you get for $50,000 in rent. What am I kidding? Either way, it's pretty awesome, and really it's pretty easy to do. If you live in an apartment managed by one of the large apartment owners in the country, then you could simply use your resident portal and use this credit card to make payments in your resident portal. But fear not, if you rent a single family home or you rent an apartment from a landlord that isn't one of these giant companies, you could still pay your rent with this credit card and earn points. How you do it though is just a little bit different. When you sign up for this credit card, you actually get a routing and account number as well. And so if you live in one of those apartments that isn't managed by one of the large apartment owners in the country, all you do is simply go on to your portal and say, I want to pay $2,000 in rent, and Bilt will send a check to your landlord directly at no cost to you, and you still earn those reward points. This is especially cool if you live with roommates and your rent is high and you live in a high cost of living area. I would recommend just saying, hey, I'll take care of the rent, everyone pay me, and then I'll make the payment with my Bilt Rewards credit card and earn those sweet, sweet points. The Bilt Rewards credit card also allows you to earn 1% back on everything else you spend money on, except for dining and travel, in which case you earn 2% on travel and 3% on dining. And keep in mind, this card has 0 annual fee. That's a pretty good reward structure just on its own. Now, there is one restriction on this card, and it's that you need to spend at least 5 different transactions on this card per month in order to earn those rewards points on your rent. So that means you have to spend it on groceries or parking meters or whatever the case may be. All you need to do is swipe it 5 times in 1 month, in one statement cycle, in order to qualify for those rent payments. I'd say that's probably pretty easy to do, but I'd rather point it out now so that you know. So what can you use these Bilt Reward credit card points for exactly? Well, you could transfer them one-to-one to American Airlines or United Airlines, Amazon, a bunch of different other retailers. You can actually use them to save money for a down payment on a future house. So if you're one of those people who doesn't want to rent forever and you want to save some money, this is one way that you could do it without really changing your lifestyle at all. Again, you're just making rent payments and it costs you nothing to do with that Bilt Rewards credit card. And lastly, you can actually make rent payments with this Bilt Rewards credit card as well. All it does is just send that to your landlord when you write your check or you have your Bilt Rewards swiped every month. Let's talk about some of the other benefits of the Bilt Rewards credit card. The biggest one is that they actually report your on-time rent payments to the 3 major credit bureaus. That helps improve your credit score, which an improved credit score can help you pay less in interest on a future home purchase, on an auto purchase, and it could just in general help your entire financial life. There are some other benefits to being a member of the Bilt Rewards credit card, but frankly, it's really not worth it. There's tiers of membership where if you spend 50 or 70 or $100,000 a year, then you get certain marginal increase in benefits. And frankly, those aren't really worth it. That's not the draw of this card. If you're going to be spending that much money, I wouldn't recommend this card. But if you are going to be spending money on rent, this is a perfect card to earn money in a way you ordinarily couldn't earn money. Additionally, on the first day of every month, you actually earn 2 times points on everything that you spend other than rent. Now, why is that the case? They want to get you to start using this card in your ordinary spend. That's really how they're going to make money. I reckon that the rent payments are actually a loss leader for this credit card company, and they simply want you to spend money on groceries or travel or these other categories where they can earn money and not on these rent payments, which are probably actually incurring a loss to do so. One of the downsides here is that there's no sign-up bonus for this credit card. I love sign-up bonuses, which can range from $200 to $700 or $800 or $1,000 or even more sometimes. There's no sign-up bonus here, but again, this card is great if you're a renter, if you're somebody who pays money in rent and you want to earn some money for whatever purpose. So let me know what you think of the Bilt credit card in the comments below, or if you have any questions whatsoever. The second credit card, which is a lot more simple, is the Sofi credit card, and it earns you 3% back on everything that you put on this credit card with no annual fee, plus a very nice $250 sign-up bonus as of the date of this video. This reward structure is pretty simple and self-explanatory. Anything you put on this credit card, you earn 3% for the first 12 months, and after that, it reverts to 2% back. A 2% back credit card is pretty much the top end of any no annual fee credit card, so even if you don't have this credit card, earning the 3% in the first 12 months after that, you're still going to be earning a very healthy 2% back on everything. Now, the downside to this card is in order to get to that 3% back, you have to have a Sofi bank account. You have to redeem your rewards in your Sofi bank account. It's not a huge downside because frankly, I recommend the Sofi bank account. It's free to use. It has a million different perks, and it has a very healthy interest rate, typically among the best or the very best of all the different banks at any one time, depending on where interest rates are at that moment. I have a lot of videos on the Sofi bank account. I'll leave a link in the description below if you're curious about it or if you want to sign up for it. I highly recommend it. I use it all the time. So again, not a huge downside if you're looking for a Sofi credit card, earning that 3% back. Just having that bank account is probably something you're going to want to do anyway. There are miscellaneous perks to the Sofi credit card, including cell phone protection. If your cell phone is damaged in any way and you bought it using the credit card, you get a level of protection, which is typically a benefit found in a little bit higher end cards. Again, this is a no annual fee card, so that's a pretty good perk to have. And like I mentioned, as a point of comparison, 3% back is double the Chase Freedom Unlimited, which is kind of the standard bearer out there of no annual fee cashback credit cards, earning 1.5%. So it's a pretty good comparison in relation to the Chase Freedom Unlimited in terms of reward structure. The third credit card I want to talk about is the Alliant Rewards credit card, and that is a 2.5% back credit card on everything that you spend. Now, why do I bring up this card if you could just get a 3% back card with Sofi? Well, it's because if you don't want to have a bank account with Sofi, or you want to get a reward structure that's above 2% after the first 12 months of having a credit card, the Alliant Rewards credit card is the one to get because you get 2.5% back on everything. There's no annual fee on this credit card. The only thing that you need to do is be a member of the Alliant Rewards Credit Union. You need to have an Alliant checking account after being a part of the union in order to get this credit card. And when you're spending money on this credit card, every month you have a limit of $10,000 on the 2.5% rewards that you can get, and anything above that you spend is only going to get you 1.5%. But again, this is on a month-by-month basis, not an annual basis. So for most people, you're not really going to hit that limit. The last credit card I want to cover is the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards credit card, and the reason I bring this one up is because it truly is the case that you get something for nothing. This is a card with no annual fee if you meet certain criteria. And really the big benefit is that you get, number one, your global entry or TSA pre-check completely covered by this card. They will pay for it. It costs you nothing to have. And here's the real kicker. you get up to $100 a year in airline incidental charges covered if you use this credit card. So that's a seat upgrade or a drink or a meal in flight that costs you money. They will cover it up to $100. And again, this costs you nothing to have. There's no maintenance, there's no annual fee, there's none of that if you meet certain criteria on the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards card. All you need to do is have a checking account with the PenFed Credit Union in order to not have this card cost you anything at all. No fee at all. All you got to have is a checking account. And as you'll see, checking accounts are really where a lot of banks like to make their money, because if you have a checking account with them, you're less likely to move banks because there's so many charges that go in and out of that out of that checking account every month. It's too much of a pain to actually get out of it. And ultimately down the line, they may make money on you if you have a mortgage with them or you have an auto loan with them or some other bank product. So they really want you to sign up for their checking account. As you'll see, 3 of the 4 cards here make it a requirement to have the checking account at that institution if you want the highest level of rewards with that institution. Now, the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards credit card is great because, again, you get something for nothing. One other thing that should be mentioned is that you get Priority Pass lounge access with this card, which is a way, if you travel in an airport, to go somewhere and relax, not squeezed in tight in an airport somewhere you could spread out, have free food and free drinks and a place to charge your phone and relax somewhere. Priority Pass lounges are typically in all major airports nationwide and even globally, so to have access to this for free is really a nice perk. So what do you guys think of those 4 credit cards? Did I leave one off the list that is good enough to make this list for the best credit cards around today? Please let me know in the comments below. Like this video, share it with a friend or family member if they want to get something for nothing. And with that being said, I will see you next time. Thank you.